Good morning, thanks for joining us. Hezbollah has admitted that an Israeli airstrike in Beirut yesterday killed a second of its top commanders. In the past hour, the Lebanese health minister has said that at least 31 people died in the strike, including 3 children and 7 women. Also among the dead was Ahmed Hwabi, who oversaw military operations of the organisation's Radwan Special Forces until January this year. The strike also killed Ibrahim Akil, Hezbollah's operations commander, who the US held responsible for deadly strikes on an embassy and barracks in Beirut more than 30 years ago. Joining me now from Beirut is our international correspondent, John Sparks. And John, will this have had the effect that Israel desired?
Very good question. I mean, we've just had these numbers in from the Lebanese health minister, Firas Abiad. 31 dead in this missile strike or missile strikes in a southern Beirut suburb called Dahia. That's up from 14 overnight. He said 3 children, 7 women included amongst the dead, 68 injured, some critically. Interestingly, also, he said that the number of people who've died from the pager and walkie-talkie attacks earlier in the week, the exploding pagers, the exploding walkie-talkies, that's up to 70. Earlier in the week, they were saying 37 have been killed. So there's a big jump there, a destructive week in Lebanon, a very deadly week as well. Overnight, Hezbollah confirming the death of Ibrahim Akil, who it described as a great leader, a top leader. It said that he had led a blessed life of jihad. Of course, he was killed when the Israelis effectively leveled 2 residential buildings in Dahia. The Israelis said that he was meeting with other top commanders in the basement underneath one of these buildings, and Hezbollah have given credence to this Israeli claim by this morning saying that another commander, Ahmed Hwabi, who's associated with an elite commando unit called the Radwan Force, Ahmed Hwabi was also killed. Very little from the Israelis overnight, a few terse comments from the defense minister, from the prime minister as well. It's clear they are shifting their goals, they're shifting their focus from the eradication of Hamas in Gaza to dealing with Hezbollah on the northern Israeli border. The 2 sides have been fighting since October, a tit-for-tat war, firing projectiles, missiles and rockets at each other. It has displaced tens of thousands of Israeli citizens from northern Israel. That is now their focus. We heard from Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister. He said, our goals are clear, our actions speak for themselves. Clearly, Hezbollah in their sights. And you know what, Israel, they are increasing their attacks. They're intensifying their attacks on Hezbollah to try and get them to back down. That's what they're trying to do. But the danger here is that they tip the situation here into all-out war. And that is why people are so worried, particularly in the UN, where people have been gathered to worry about the prospects of all-out war, a major conflict in this region.